Hey there, listeners. I'm Tom.
And I'm James, and you're listening to World on the String.
Hey, James.
How you doing, mate? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really hot. I'm
Yeah,
really,
it's
really hot.
so warm. This is the 7th episode of our podcast.
Nearly 2 months.
Almost there. That's pretty good. 7 episodes.
It's a long time. I want to know what the average length of a series of a podcast is. See how we're
Yeah.
shaping up.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Because I feel
Like,
like,
of all the podcasts that start,
yeah.
because I
See
bet,
how
I
far
bet
we
it's
get.
only a small percentage that run for a long time.
Yeah. I'm dead interested. But it's good. How's your week been? You doing
It's been
anything?
good. I've got my girlfriend staying with me.
Yeah. How was that?
She came down on Sunday, and she's here for 2 weeks. So that's been really, really nice.
Yeah, I've done the
Done a
opposite.
lot of things.
I've
You
travelled
went to stay
down.
with your girlfriend.
Yeah. I'm in Cardiff now, unlike last week, where I said I would be in Cardiff, but now I am actually in Cardiff. Where
Actually in Cardiff.
it's really hot, and I've like burnt
World on a String,
the back of my
international
neck.
podcast.
This is it. Different country, completely.
It's crazy.
Broken records. Holy
It's
crap.
really warm.
It's so warm. Have you burnt yet?
It's oppressively so. I don't really burn. My
Yeah.
complexion is such that I just kind of tan, but my ears have been quite red.
Warm. That's the one thing that is. The
Yeah,
whole
my
of
ears
the
burn.
back of my neck is just burnt. It's like bright red. Which,
I'm getting very tanned, especially my right arm from sitting in the car.
oh, very good. Right arm tannage.
Yeah.
Holy crap. You know what I've been playing a lot of this week, Tom?
What have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
I
I think
know.
anyone still played Pokemon Go.
Well, I saw our friend tweet out a picture of him catching Mew on Twitter.
Who's that?
I cut Alex. I'll say Alex
Yeah. Okay.
from up north.
Yeah.
He tweeted out a picture of him catching Mew, and I was like, wow, holy shit, it's been ages since I played Pokemon Go. So I've been like running around Cardiff playing Pokemon. Holy crap, it's changed so much. It's unbelievable.
Have you caught Mew?
No,
No.
I'm getting there slowly. I'm not very good. It's loads of fun. You should try it, especially in the city because there's so many like stops and gyms and raids going on. It's proper buzzing. It's mad. Shall we move on to the album because this is gonna have to be a speedy.
Yeah, let's do it. So you picked the album this
Uh-huh.
week.
I did. It's called Sunshine on Leith, and it's by the Proclaimers. What did you think? You'd heard the album before anyway, hadn't you?
I haven't heard this album. I thought I had, but
Hmm.
I was incorrect. I've got on CD and have had for ages, like as long as I can remember. My parents have had it. The best of the Proclaimers album.
Hmm.
And I know I really like that, and I listen to a lot of songs. And there's actually a few from this album that are on that best of album.
Yeah.
Um,
I could kind of imagine a few.
so I'm familiar with the Proclaimers, and there were quite a few songs on here that I knew, but there were also some that I'd never heard before. So that was quite nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. There's quite a few there's a lot that I'd heard before, but a few that I hadn't heard before, which were quite nice.
What made you choose this album, James?
Well, so a while back, I watched basically the Proclaimers version of Mamma Mia with my
Yes,
girlfriend's family. That's called Sunshine on Leith.
Sunshine on Leith.
And
I saw it in cinemas
did
with my
you?
mum. Yeah.
What do you think? I thought it was amazing. I loved it.
I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it.
It was good. So I wanted to do the album from that, but I didn't know whether we should. So I thought, okay, we'll do original Proclaimers. So I
Yeah,
chose that.
original Proclaimers is probably better than the cast
Mhm.
album from the show.
Yeah. Because some of the songs were worked in just so they were in.
Yeah.
But I thought it was good. Anyway, let's get to it. The first song, Thomas,
Okay. Yeah.
was
Song number one.
I'm Gonna Be, or 500
500
miles.
miles.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's difficult to listen to it objectively in an almost review sense because everybody already knows it.
Yeah. Exactly. Like it is their most famous song. There's nothing really much to say about it. I thought it was like a traveling song. You know, you travel somewhere.
Yeah,
That's the sort of song you put on.
yeah. It's got the kind of call and response in the da 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 da
Yeah.
da bit. That means like you can always sing along to it. Like even if you don't know it, even if you haven't heard it before,
Yeah.
you can sing along. It's got that almost a bit folky in a way.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, they use quite a few folk instruments. Yeah.
And then obviously the fact that it is possibly the most Scottish sounding song on the
Yeah.
planet
Oh,
is a big boon,
do you think you'd travel
really.
500 miles?
It's a long way.
I traveled 300 miles to get down here.
Yeah, but you
So
didn't walk, did you?
yeah, they are talking about walking. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't walk
That's a long way.
that far.
I definitely would end up falling down at their door.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd still be standing after it.
You know, there's a lyric in this, and because
Yeah.
you understand like linguistics,
Is it going to be when I haver?
it is
Yeah.
when I haver.
It means kind of
What does
like
that mean?
hungover. Like when I'm hanging, or if I'm hungover. Kind of
Right.
hanging.
Oh, and then he's gonna be hanging. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so. I think that's what it means.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't have any clue because I just always presumed it was like haver, but in Scottish. You know what I mean? Okay,
So the second song is Cap in Hand.
it is. It is indeed. Yeah, it's more chilled, isn't it? It's more
It's very Scottish.
very Scottish.
It's got a lot of that.
It's got like a folky feel because it's got like a flute and it sounds like a fiddle and stuff.
And it's all kind of independent. It's quite rebellious.
Yeah.
It's Scottish independence is what it's about.
It's exactly what Nicola Sturgeon would want here
Yeah,
while she's eating a haggis
yeah.
and preparing a kilt for the next morning.
So yeah, it's definitely got that. I like it. I like it. It's got. It's quite. Even though it's quite rebellious in its lyrics, the actual song itself is quite laid back and quite chill, and you can just kind of listen to it
Yeah.
and enjoy it as it is on its own.
Hmm. I don't have much to say about this, but it's alright.
It just manages to avoid a fade ending.
Yeah.
It's like repeating, and it sounds like it's going to fade out, but then it layers out instead.
It's layering out.
Which
Okay.
I don't have an issue with it layering out.
Okay. Ooh. That's good because there were a few fade outs on this album.
There were some fade outs in this album.
Do you know where there was a fade out, Tom?
Where was there a fade out, James?
In the next song.
There was.
Then I Met You.
Okay, then I Met You's a weird one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I also like it. I agree.
I like the way that it layers up. It like starts with just a bit going,
Mm-hmm.
and then more tracks are added to it, and it grows. And I like that in kind of any music in a way. Like that's a style I really like,
Yeah.
a writing device I really like, and they harmonize well
Yeah.
in it. I don't know the names of any of the people in the group, but there are two singers, I believe.
Yeah, and they're brothers, aren't they? Or twins.
Yeah, and their voices do go well
Yeah.
together.
It's great. I was trying to compare the ones that were in this album, and in the musical.
Right.
I was trying to compare those two, and I think
haven't watched the musical in long enough.
no, that's
But yeah.
I think there's a few that I prefer in the musical just because they feel a bit more fleshed out. Like it kind of this felt a bit empty for me. I really like the song, but it just feels like the text is lacking and it doesn't quite have like the power it should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it. I do like it. And I like the lyrics.
It lasts about a minute too long.
Does it?
The song all kind of wraps up, and then this is something that they do quite a lot throughout the album.
Mm.
They just repeat the kind of chorus
Yeah.
or just a kind of main couple of lines is
Yeah,
just repeated over and over and over again.
yeah.
And they do it multiple times, and I'm not really sure why they do it.
It's like a Proclaimers thing. I can't think of any reason to end it
Yeah,
to
but
for them to end it like that.
it's strange.
Yeah, it is strange.
And if they just didn't do that, then I think this song would be much better.
Yeah, yeah. I think I agree. I can understand that. Yeah. My Old Friends, the Blues.
Yeah, that's the next song.
That is the next song. We've had quite a few songs in the past that have had like blues or blue in the title, and it's kind of derived from like traditional blues, but it's not really trad blues. Like there was one in the song
In Old Man Markley.
yeah, in Old Man Markley.
Yeah. And Guts and Teeth had one that was the Lowdown Blues.
Yeah, this wasn't as obvious though. He was more kind of he was singing about about like playing the blues, but he wasn't actually playing the blues there. It was weird.
I actually, with the Proclaimers, I'm not quite sure whether it was just kind of when I listened to it or something, but I
Yeah,
actually find, because I'm quite lyrical in the way that I listen to music,
Yeah.
the lyrics are a lot to me, but with the Proclaimers, I don't particularly listen to the lyrics that much, in a way. I couldn't tell you what a lot of the songs are about. I just
Yeah.
kind of, you can get the emotion from it. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure why that is, but
yeah, yeah. That's weird. Apart from 500 miles,
obviously, yeah.
because everyone knows what that's about. But yeah, this was another slow.
This one's it's quite calm. It's a different vibe to the ones we've
Yeah.
had up till this one.
It is. I don't know whether I prefer this side of the Proclaimers or not. It's weird. It's weird how they can go from like 500 miles straight,
Yeah.
like down to that sort of stuff. It's
This
kind of like
this is
Hailstorm,
actually the
innit?
first one on this album that I hadn't listened to before.
Really?
Yeah, I knew the first three.
Okay. That's. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I did think it was quite repetitive, this one, similar to quite a few, but it definitely gets across that kind of melancholy
Yeah, definitely.
feeling.
Definitely.
It's quite nostalgic in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I guess he's singing about an old friend. He considers the blues as his old friend, so he's
Yeah.
like singing about the times they've had together. I guess
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, maybe
Sean, I didn't have a clue what it was about. That's the
yeah,
next one.
Sean had absolutely no clue.
I don't know what is happening in it.
No, I know I didn't like it. It was weird.
Their
for the
voices
Proclaimers.
sounded much more whiny than they
Yeah.
typically do.
Yeah.
Quite like it was like a drone.
hmm
It was another slowed down one, and I just couldn't for the life of me figure out what they were trying to say with it.
Yeah. Some of the chords were nice, but I thought the
Yeah.
start and the end were just ridiculous. Like way too out there, I think. I don't think that fits what, like, if you're an avid Proclaimer listener, it's not really what you want to hear, is it? Like, it's because it's not like any of their other stuff.
Yeah, not really. I don't. Yeah, it's when I think of and imagine the Proclaimers,
Yeah.
I imagine a very kind of folky, upbeat, party style.
Yeah. But then a lot
And that's
of,
kind of what if I'm like, oh, I'm going to put on some Proclaimers, that's kind of the vibe that I'm wanting.
yeah, you go for
And obviously, I don't expect all their songs to be like that because as a creator, that can't be exciting. But
yeah.
this was just I don't see when.
Yeah.
It just didn't appeal to me.
Yeah, I can see that. Sunshine on Leith. This is the.
I love this one.
I love this one.
I love it.
What do you like about it?
This I think I've got quite a almost. I don't know. I didn't really realize until listening to the album for this
Yeah.
how kind of emotionally linked I am to some Proclaimers songs.
Really?
Yeah. I wouldn't have, like, if you asked me to name artists that I had an emotional link to, I probably wouldn't have put them on there, but there's been so many car journeys in which, like, I've been singing along to them with my parents or whatever,
Yeah.
that some of the emotions are quite, it's like reminiscent for me.
Yeah.
Some of the emotions.
Almost
And
nostalgic.
this is definitely one. It's like, this is it's a sad song,
Hmm.
but it's which isn't usually what I'm into, but it's quite optimistic.
Yeah.
And I love I love optimism. It's just I like being optimistic.
Yeah.
I think it's healthy.
I think we're very different.
And this one, it helps me if I'm feeling kind of emotionally confused or something. This song helps me to kind of get my thoughts straight in a way. It's just kind of gentle and quite soothing, and it's like
Yeah.
just boil it down to the root.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think this song just kind of it does that for me. That's the gist I get from it, which is weird because like just from the lyrics or from the music, it's not really what it's about.
No.
But that's just the kind of mindset that it puts me in.
Yeah. I can understand that.
What did you think about it?
Yeah, I usually like really sad songs. I think I'm much more of a pessimist than an optimist. And I like all the kind of sad, the minor chords, all that sort of stuff. I think
Mhm.
Sunshine of Leith, I view it kind of like as a sad song, but loads of but it's kind of it's weird because the harmonies in it are really nice, but it's like kind of singing about something that's sad. You know what I mean? And the lyrics, they're powerful but sad, but it kind
Yeah.
of it's uplifting at the same time. If that makes sense.
No, I can definitely get what you're saying.
And another fun fact I learned about Sunshine Leith, it's
Yep.
the football club Hibernian. They use it as a chant, which I would not have.
That's a weird football chant.
Yeah, but I watched a video of them all just singing along. They're a Scottish team, though. So makes sense, I guess.
Come on, nature.
What? I'm not doing that. That is disgraceful.
After the kind of slow ballad in a way that Sunshine on Leith is, this one was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it was.
I thought it was a good placing in the album to have this one
Hmm.
after that. But yeah, it was a similar vibe of well, not a similar vibe because Sunshine on Leith isn't about that kind of bare necessities, but
Yeah.
that's what I get from Sunshine on Leith, and then this one kind of ostensibly is about just getting down and going out and
Mhm.
enjoying the sunshine, enjoying nature really.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what this one is about. I hadn't heard this one before either,
No, I haven't. I haven't
but
either.
I did enjoy it a lot. It's not particularly high on my list of songs, but that's just because a lot of the songs in here are very strong. I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was okay. I kind of got annoyed that the verses were very kind of stop-starty. Like it
Yeah,
was much like a chord and then they sung for a bit and then a chord and then they sung for a bit, which is
yeah,
something they did later on in the album as well. But I
yeah.
got annoyed with it very quickly.
I don't know. It is something that they do relatively frequently, and I think it's that kind of folk group singing in a way. Do you know what I mean? Where you can
Yeah,
imagine them doing it in a bar and everyone joins in, and you don't necessarily know the words to all the verses, but you can join in with the choruses. And so the guitar bit is almost just brung, and then they sing for a little bit,
yeah,
blong, and then they sing for a little bit, and then there's a chorus everyone joins in on. But
yeah,
then it's back to the whoever's the guitarist for the verses to tell almost like a story with it. I think
yeah.
a lot of their songs are quite
It kind
narrative.
of yeah, it fits the kind of call and response side of it as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of folk music can be call and responsey, which
Hmm.
kind of fits their folk folk side of the group. I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. I love
This
it. I love this one as well.
really, do you prefer
It's another one that
the?
I emotionally connect to quite a bit.
Okay,
So
I
that might be why. I mean, it's
yeah,
quite simple, really. It's quite a simple song. Again, it's quite repetitive.
yeah,
But I actually I prefer this to 500 Miles,
yeah. I
which is
do.
which is similar in meaning,
It's the
similar
most
in
similar.
tone.
Yeah,
But I just think this one's more interesting.
it's very. They're all kind of like traveling songs, or working
Yes.
songs. This is the whole vibe I got from the album. Yeah, I prefer the musical version of it though. The one from the musical.
I love that. It's the first song in the musical, isn't it?
It is, yeah, where they're coming
they're
back from the
walking down the
army.
street
Yeah,
and singing along to it, and I just think that's so brilliant. I think that's such a brilliant scene,
Yeah.
such a brilliant.
it's
really good.
cool.
It works really, really well.
But the actual song by the Proclaimers, the harmonies work well. It's upbeat, it's happy. I like it. There is a fade out though.
There is a fade out.
Does that ruin it for you, Tom, or can you look past the fade out?
I can look past it because I like the song so much.
Fair enough. Okay, what do you do?
Well, I do a lot every day. No, I don't like this one.
Really?
This is my least favourite song on the album.
You're joking.
Yeah.
We're very different people.
It was very plinky plonky,
Yeah.
which I don't care for. There was a kind of vocal effect throughout it
Mhm.
that I thought was a bit naff.
Mhm.
It sounded almost discordant with the guitar as well. It didn't have the same flow or rhythm that it's had in other
Yeah.
songs.
Well, the singers played the two brothers played the guitar. Don't
Yeah.
know, the main two. I really like this. I thought it had some really nice chords and a really nice intro. And I like how it built up slowly through the song. And the lyrics.
I did
were
like
nice.
when the second guitar came in
Yeah,
as well, the way that they kind of mixed together.
yeah.
I liked that.
But yeah. And there was a perfect cadence at the end
Was
as
there?
well. Yeah. To keep your GCSE music skills up on point. It's
I can't say I noticed it.
no, it's such a shame. You missed out. It was a great one. It's Saturday night.
It's not. It's a Wednesday.
Oh, is it? It's a Wednesday.
Oh no, it's not.
It's
It's
a
a Thursday,
Thursday.
isn't
There
it?
we go.
It's a Thursday.
It is a Thursday.
It's Saturday night. It's one of a laugh.
Really?
Yeah. It's about stumbling around town when you're drunk,
Yeah.
which I just thought was pretty funny.
It's a very Scottish thing to do.
I mean, it's a very student thing to do.
Yeah, it is very student to do. Student and Scottish things to do. I just thought it was a bit boring. I got bored of it really easily.
I mean, it wasn't anything special. It just did make me giggle.
Yeah.
It does fade out,
Yeah.
but it had quite a bluesy little piano bit in the background, which I enjoyed.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was boring. The harmony wasn't as interesting as some of their other songs. Yeah, there's not much to say about it for me.
Fair enough.
Teardrops.
Teardrops. I didn't like it. I mean, for this one is where it really stuck out to me that the Proclaimers' style is
Yeah.
very repetitive in each song and very repetitive throughout the album as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a repeated phrase. The guitar strums kind of match with the lyrics.
Yeah,
It's kind of they're syncopated with the beat of the lyrics and the strumming of the guitar.
yeah,
They land on the same points. Like that. So the songs individually are all good, but the album as a whole can get quite boring. It can feel like you're trudging through it.
yeah, definitely. I agree. Yeah, it was just boring. This was my least favourite one. It just felt empty. It had a lack of interest, a lack of texture, a lack of harmony. It's just boring. Really
It's very
boring.
low for me.
Yeah.
I
Oh, well.
thought that it didn't really scan rhythmically.
No.
The lyrics. It would be like they'd strum, and then they talk for a really long time until they were starting to run out of breath. Strum,
Yeah.
and then they do it again, and they didn't really fit the line.
Yeah.
And I kind of got a spoken word poetry vibe rather than a music vibe.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Eugene,
Oh, I like this.
do you?
Well, okay.
Okay.
This is my second to last one.
Okay.
But I really like the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, it goes on so long,
It
doesn't it?
really does. I don't know what happens.
It's unbelievable.
It's a great song. It's got an almost Bob Dylan feel.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it's kind of like a couple of, again, as I said earlier, a couple of 3 or 4 line verses, and then a repetitive chorus that you can imagine everyone singing along with, and then 4 more lines, and they tell a story. It's like kind of that medieval poetry almost in a way,
Yeah.
like the way that they tell stories.
Yeah. Yeah. But it just goes on.
But then after 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the song is nearly 6 minutes long, which means there's 3.5 minutes of them just going, love her, I love her, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her, I do.
It's like
Literally, it's just that. It doesn't change. They don't sing any other words.
Mhm.
The instrumental is constant, and it is just that for 4 minutes.
it's just like a drunken crowd just singing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's all it felt like to me. But yeah, it was good. I agree. It was good up until that point, and then it was just awful after that. Really, really bad.
Yeah, so it would be really high, but that last 4 minutes, I just can't listen to it.
Yeah,
It just ruins the
does,
song.
It really does. Should we move on to ranks?
Yeah,
I shall do mine first because I chose the
you
album.
picked it.
Yeah. So my top one, as I've already said, is Sunshine on Leith. Number 2 was What Do You Do, which is what you really hated.
Yeah.
Number 3, I'm on my way. 4, Old Friend the Blues. 5, I'm Gonna Be. 6, Then I Met You. 7, Come On Nature. 8, Cap in Hand. 9, Eugene. 10, Sean. 11, It's Saturday Night. And 12, Teardrops.
We've got similar high ones and low ones, with the exception of What Do You Do.
Yeah.
My number 1 is Sunshine on Leith.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Cap in Hand.
Yep.
My number 3 is I'm on My Way.
Yeah.
Then I Met You is 4.
Yeah.
500 Miles is 5.
Oh, we got that one together.
M-
That's good.
My Old Friend the Blues, 6.
Yeah.
Come On Nature is 7.
Yeah.
8 is It's Saturday Night.
Yeah.
9 is Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Teardrops is 10.
Yeah.
Eugene is 11. And What Do You Do is 12.
Oh my god, I can't believe you placed What Do You Do so lowly. Oh, wow. Holy cow. We need to find an album where we've got like the complete inverse.
Exactly. Oh, right. Yeah.
Or exactly the same. I think they'd both be as hard.
Is there anything that you want to say kind of about the Proclaimers as a whole, or about that album as the whole?
I don't think so, unless there's anything you want to say.
Not that I haven't already said. I noticed much more this time about the kind of the folk style that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird, you don't think of them...
As being folk.
Yeah, but they definitely are.
But it is, yeah, I
influenced
definitely
by
get
it.
that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a medieval poetry, like an epic or something.
Yeah.
In the way that the stories are told.
Yeah. I can see that. I wouldn't listen to the Proclaimers anymore, though.
No.
Like, I think I'm done with them. If they're on, I'll listen to them, but I won't actively look out an album and be like, oh, I'll listen to the Proclaimers today.
No, I don't think I would either. I mean, I have other songs that I really like the Doodle song.
Yeah.
That's one that I really like.
But just gets a bit too
But
much.
most of my faves were on here.
Did you ever get bored of their Scottish accents?
No, I didn't.
I did.
It's just, I mean, I don't. I mean, if they were like putting on a Scottish accent, then maybe I would, or if
Yeah.
it was a gimmick. But I mean, that is the way they sing. They are just
That's
singing in
true,
their accents.
but a lot of singers nowadays, no matter what country they're from, they sing in like an American accent.
Yeah. Well,
But I suppose they're not from nowadays, so we can't really.
I mean, not really. A lot of English language singers sing in an American accent.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, a lot don't. I mean, there's a huge rise of kind of Latino music. That kind of Spanish, Latin American is the term I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That of Latin American music, and that's like Shakira and Pitbull, even to an extent.
Pitbull.
Like there's a lot of it, and that's very Latin accents as well. I don't think it's rare. I think that and even then, when you think of English artists, a lot of them, Adele.
Yeah.
She doesn't sing in her speaking voice, but she doesn't sound. I wouldn't say she sounded American.
No, maybe not.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. I mean, they are very, very Scottish in the way they
Can
sing.
you think
listen
of
to a band,
of-
if you listen to a band like the Fratellis,
Yeah.
they are Scottish as well. And while it sounds different,
Oh,
it
I
doesn't
didn't
quite
know
sound
they
like
were.
they're singing in an English accent. They
Yeah.
don't sound like this.
Yeah, and like Paolo Nutini, he's Scottish, isn't he? And he's like.
I don't know who that is.
Nor do I really. I just know he's Scottish. I know so many songs. Let's move on to the film, Tom.
Yeah, I picked the film.
It's The Incredibles.
Yeah, the film is The Incredibles. The sequel's out now.
In cinemas.
I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Report
I
back.
think, and I thought this beforehand, and now that I've listened to it, now that I've watched it again,
Yeah.
I just feel more confident in saying that this is one of the most perfectly made films of all time.
Really?
Yes,
I would not. I didn't expect this from you.
there is almost. I actually cannot. I'm sure that there are, but while watching it, I couldn't find, and I can't think of now, a single fault in the way that in this film's storytelling
Yeah.
or structure.
Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to challenge you on that. I'm desperately trying to like scrape together any information I can to form a counter argument against you, but I can't think of anything. Okay.
But it's still and it's also still like an enjoyable kids film. It came out in 2004, so we would have been 5, 6.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it like as a kid and loving it, and watching it now and I love it.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure we love it for different reasons, but it is just so enjoyable.
Yeah, it's a good film. My favorite part of the whole film is the music. I think
The music is fantastic.
Michael Giacchino is the best. One
He's
of
so
the
good.
best. He just writes so amazingly, and it's so.
He's the current John
jazzy.
Williams, really.
Yeah. Well, he's taking
But
over John
also
Williams.
he has a much more varied style than John
Yeah,
Williams.
he does.
You can listen to a John Williams score and they perfectly fit whatever film he's doing, but
Yeah.
it still always sounds like a John Williams score. It's very
Yeah.
orchestral. It's very symphonic. But Michael Giacchino did How to Train Your Dragon, right?
Yeah, and he did
And
Star
then also
Trek and
like
stuff.
and also Star Trek
Yeah,
and this, and they all sound so different.
yeah.
He's very, very talented.
He's an amazing composer.
Definitely.
The score's just so good. It's so
It's so
jazzy and upbeat. Oh, right. What should we talk about?
From a filmmaking point of view, the introduction, where they're giving all those kind of candid interviews with the
I thought they
supers,
were so good.
it's so different to any other superhero film. This
Yeah.
is a superhero film, but it's just the thing that the director Brad Bird does with it
Yeah,
is he has these fantastical characters, and they're just they're in these fantastical situations as well. But for every fantastic thing that happens, it's done with something so boring and so mundane. So yeah, Mr. Incredible is there and he's super strong, but he's giving a TV interview with a little clip-on microphone,
yeah.
and
Well, I thought they were all the characters were caricatures, really. Like the whole,
Yeah.
like Bob, he's massive. Like when he's in the office, it just makes him look so cramped. And like when he walks down the
Yeah.
aisle, he's as big as the aisle. They're all especially the animation style, they're all made to be like caricatures to suit the storytelling. Like Violet, she's really shy, so of course her superpower is invisibility, so she can hide away, and she's got like the emo look and the emo fringe, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're all kind
yeah.
of
It's very kind of showing by storytelling by showing
yeah, definitely.
all the way through. So as you said, with every shot is very thematic and has some meaning behind it almost. Like that shot, as you said, with Mr. Incredible cramped into the office cubicle.
Yeah,
That's, I mean, not only does it show just how physically big he is, which is representation of his power,
yeah,
but it shows how that job is crushing him and crushing his spirit.
yeah,
And but then it's also more subtle than that. When he's talking to that old lady who's crying because she's got no insurance coverage, and
Yeah.
also there's a like 5-minute scene in this film in which the it doesn't mean anything if you're not familiar with insurance
yeah,
policies and insurance protocol, which to put in a kids film for that long is
yeah,
and you know, he's the good guy and he's still the one doing insurance. It's not like it's just the bad guy and he comes around and he's going insurance, money, loss,
Yeah.
which you can kind of get sometimes, but
yeah,
you know, it's quite pivotal in a way that the insurance and why it is that he gets angry at his boss is an adult reason. Do you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
some caricature. It's realistic. The characters are realistic in their reactions.
yeah, yeah,
And as I was saying, the bit when he's talking to that lady and Helen rings him
mhm,
and she's like, how's it going saving the world one policy at a time?
yeah,
Obviously that is what he thought it would be like.
yeah,
Doing the insurance. You can tell he was like, well, which public sector jobs shall I go into? I'll go into insurance policies because it helps people who've lost things. But then you see what he's actually doing and it's just soul destroying. It's
yeah.
rotten.
I didn't pick up on this. It was actually my girlfriend that did. But the whole time he's in that office, the colour scheme also shows that. Because it's all just grayscale.
Yeah,
really.
it's grey.
Like his
It's
skin
grey,
looks
his uniform.
pale. Yeah.
He's in his shirt, the white shirt. Everything is so drab.
Yeah, it is. It is. Around this scene as well, where you're talking about the phone call between Helen and Bob. This is kind of where I noticed that Pixar's animation really didn't age well. That whole scene where Helen's like giving Jack a bath in the sink. If you look
Yeah.
at like the background, the animation, it's just. I mean, it would have been amazing at the time, but seeing.
I don't think it's terrible. I don't think
Oh,
it's
no, no,
terrible.
no, no,
There
no.
are some times when I don't think it detracts from the film. I think you can watch it and forget about it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's not great. It can be quite simplistic,
Yeah.
and the features are all quite simplified because of it.
Yeah,
And I'm going to be excited to watch Incredibles 2, which obviously has to maintain the same art style.
yeah.
But
The
it's going
animation.
to be the animation will have, it's been like 10 years.
If
It's
it
been
is
more than that. It's been 15
anything-
years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. If it's anything like the latest Pixar film I saw, which was Coco, the animation is going to be absolutely stunning because it was so good with Coco.
Yeah. But even though the animation itself is bad, shot composition is, the direction of it,
Yeah,
and even
yeah.
the artistic direction of it is brilliant. The scene at the beginning on the rooftop when he meets Mrs. Incredible as they're both in costume.
Yeah, yeah,
It's all color gradient. It's all kind of very orange
Yeah.
because it's dusk. It's really summery and nostalgic,
hmm
and the kind of color themes last all the way through the film.
Yeah.
The palette, the use of color palette is brilliant. But then, as well as it being kind of artistically fascinating in a way, I find it. I think it really is very clever. It's also hilarious.
Yeah,
There are so many funny bits. I'm laughing all the way through it. Characters like Bernie, the teacher in Dash's
he was.
classroom,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so funny. There are so many lines. Bon voyage coming out of the
Yeah.
vault going, Monsieur incroyable. I don't think I've said incredible like as a expletive in a way at any point. I always say incroyable because of
Yeah,
this film. It's just so quotable.
it is good, but that's going back to like the caricatures, like the teacher. He was like he's very much like a stereotype. All
Yeah,
the characters in this are like stereotypes and caricatures. And like, of course, the Frenchman's got like he's painted up to look like a mime, and he's got a
a
beret.
mime. Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
got like you can almost just picture him whipping out a baguette at one point.
exactly. But yeah, I like it. It definitely adds to it all.
The kind of timeline and feel of it. Have you seen the film Watchmen?
I haven't, no.
Well, Watchmen is an Alan Moore graphic novel
Yeah,
that's very, very dark and set kind of almost as if Russia won the Cold War,
hmm
and it's very dark, but superhero, and it's very similar to this in which superheroes are kind of frowned upon in a way and sent into hiding. But obviously, it's much darker. But I just that was just something that popped out to me the way that the kind of turning point in this film, one of the major points of backstory is that the superheroes got sued.
yeah,
I mean, that's basically what like Man of Steel was about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Dawn of Justice. It's not very kid. Almost all the
Yeah,
bits, if you look at them individually, aren't particularly kid friendly. I mean, he saves that guy from the guy that sues him because he didn't let him kill himself.
yeah.
It's dark.
It is dark. It's weirdly dark because it's still like a PG film, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
and then even the base message of the film can be summed up in Dash's line, if everyone's super, that means no one is. I
Yeah,
mean, the film kind of says, Buddy, who isn't born with powers and who makes his own inventions and creates stuff using his intellect, is the bad guy.
yeah, yeah,
The film is basically saying if you're not born with talent, don't even bother.
yeah. That's kind of dark. It's really
Which is,
dark.
it's
But
not typical.
did you know that at the time? Like when you were little, when you watched it for the
When I
first
was
time?
little, no, it's not
Yeah,
something that you pick up on.
very much.
I mean, as a kid, I saw myself more like Dash than like Buddy.
Yeah. With your
Uh,
flowing blonde locks and
yeah.
your swift speed. I like it.
To be fair to the animation, when they fall out of that plane
Yeah.
and they land in the ocean, the wet hair that
That
they
it
do looks
is
really
good.
realistic.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
It does. That was a good scene for animation. There was a lot of foreshadowing in the film.
Yeah,
So like I picked up a few bits, kind of like when Bob's reading the newspaper. I know it's kind of obvious foreshadowing, but it's still foreshadowing. Like when he reads about Beam going missing, it's all setting it up. And when Edna Mode creates the suits and she creates Jacks to be like fire resistant and all sorts, and then at the end he sets on fire and stuff. It's all like
yeah,
it's all building up to that,
yeah.
which is
And also, all then, like as you mentioned earlier, the names are all kind of the kids' names are all related to their powers, and then Bob Parr, he
yeah,
goes from Mr. Incredible to Bob Parr,
yeah,
which
yeah,
literally Parr is average.
yeah.
It's the most average name, and from Mr. Incredible to Bob Parr,
Oh
it's that
shit, that's
just
good.
complete
I didn't
average.
even recognize that. That completely missed me by. Yeah, holy crap. I'm not
I've written,
smart.
one of my notes says Bob hates millennials confirmed, and I'm not really sure why I've written that. Oh, I know why. It's when he goes. That whole. It's not a graduation. He's going from
Oh
fourth grade
yeah,
to
yeah,
fifth grade.
yeah,
They keep coming up with new ways to celebrate mediocrity.
yeah,
I mean, it's not very typical of kids' films. Kids' films always are like, if you believe and if you try hard enough, you can accomplish anything. It's not about natural talent. It's about drive and perseverance.
yeah.
And this film just said no, it isn't.
It's the opposite. That's
Yeah,
weird. It's so weird. Do you think that kids' films have got lighter then?
I don't know.
I,
As a whole, yes. As a
yeah.
whole, yes. But I mean, if you look at kids' TV shows, so if you're looking at things like regular show or Adventure Time,
Mhm.
they can deal with some pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah, I
Like the
guess.
Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon is set during a war, and there is so much just
Yeah,
death in that, and just it's wartime. It does feel very violent at times.
yeah.
So I don't know if I necessarily would say it's getting
Lighter.
lighter.
I suppose a lot of this stuff is in the background. Like we didn't notice all this stuff
Yeah,
as
you don't
kids.
notice it as kids
Yeah, but as looking back on it.
because it's all hidden under such over the top characters. I mean, look at Edna
Yeah,
Mode.
yeah,
Edna
yeah.
Mode is the best character in this film, except for maybe Frozone. And did you know that she's voiced by Brad Bird, the director?
No, she is not.
Yeah, that's Brad doing the Edna Mode voice.
Wow. Holy crap. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
I've got some more stuff here about the color tones. The montage in which he gets into shape
Yeah,
and is working out. It's all very orange toned again. Quite a lot of the
yeah.
positive parts of the film, and the score during that montage is fantastic.
Do you want to know what song that is? It's called Life.
Yes.
Life's Incredible again. There you go.
Brilliant. I love it.
That is my favorite piece of the Incredible soundtrack.
It's so good. And again, I mean, the conflict in this film is that Mrs. Incredible thinks he's cheating on her.
Yeah,
That's the character development, which, I mean, that is,
it's dark.
I mean, a lot of there will have been kids watching this film whose parents will have been splitting up, going through a breakup while they watch it. I mean, it's very common. It's you don't see dysfunctional family that often.
No, in films and stuff. Yeah,
But I do like that he wasn't ever cheating on her. It wasn't like he was attracted to Mirage but held back, and she got the wrong impression because she only saw half of it.
yeah,
It was stuff that she built up in her head, and he was never unfaithful.
yeah, definitely. At least, it'd be like a hypocrite. I have a question
Go
about powers and stuff.
Right.
You know how Mr. Incredible had to get back into shape?
Yeah.
He shouldn't have to do that, should he? Because
Well, I think he was still strong. I mean, even
Yeah,
when he was
yeah,
fat,
yeah.
he was still strong. I think the getting into shape is just for mobility, I think. And when he was
Okay.
fighting the robot and his back seized up
yeah.
because he wasn't
but
exercising,
if
I think
he
it was to stop that.
So do powers deteriorate? Because if he's got all of his power because his muscles are enhanced, does that mean that they did deteriorate over time? Because if it's his muscles,
yeah.
he wouldn't.
It would just be like his muscle is stronger than someone else's muscle. So the more muscle he has, the stronger he gets. The more he works out, he's still going to get stronger. And if he doesn't work out, he's going to get weaker. But nobody is ever without muscle.
Yeah.
So even when he is
he could
fat,
go.
he's still got strength.
So if he never used his powers, he could just turn into a normal person.
I think. He is very strong.
Yeah.
So probably not normal person. He bent the car. Crushed the car door just closing it.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Going back to your kind of showing, not telling kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bit which I've written down, which I really enjoyed. It's kind of Syndrome kind of mentions it, how just in conversation, that the droid learns, and I like how it shows that then when Bob's throwing stones and throwing rocks at it and stuff, the droid just does exactly the same back.
Yeah.
Straight away. And there's little bits like that which I think are really cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool stuff in here as well.
Good film.
Which is your favourite scene?
I don't know.
There's only one correct answer.
Oh shit. There was a load of scenes I used to like, and they all involved Frozone. The bit where he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get a drink of water." I like that scene, and I like the "Honey, where's my super suit" scene. But I don't know. I'll go with the drinking and getting a drink scene. I think that was my favourite.
Yeah. Hi, James.
Hi, Tom.
This is the end of the 7th episode of the podcast.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately, we had to cut our previous recording short due to reasons that I've spoken about in that little intermediary episode.
that just explained why there wasn't one last week, but I might delete that once we've got this up,
Yeah.
because it doesn't really serve any purpose once this is aired. So if anybody's listening through later and that episode's gone, basically what happened was last week my laptop crashed halfway through recording, and then I did half the recording on my phone, and the audio quality was pretty terrible,
Yeah.
as you'll have just heard. And then I had to go because we'd kind of overstretched through our recording time, the time we'd set apart for it. So that was a bit of a difficulty, and why this episode is finished probably quite abruptly. I did go through my audio from my phone and edited out the really bad bits where the quality was really awful and re-recorded over them. So that's probably sounded quite strange, because there'll be bits where I'll suddenly come in and I'll be recorded through my headphones, so it'll sound very different. But so we're sorry about the quality of this episode. Really, it's not where we want our show to be.
No, it's a bit of a
but
laugh.
hopefully it won't happen again.
I don't. It won't. Hopefully.
So let's just say, what score would you give The Incredibles, James? We'll wrap up.
I think I don't. It's definitely not my favorite Pixar film, but it's up there for Pixar films. But I'd give it a strong 7.5, maybe even an 8 on a good day, I think.
7.5/8.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's lower than I gave it.
Yeah, but
This is quite a big moment, James. Do you know what I'm giving it?
Oh no, please.
I am.
No.
I'm giving it a 10.
Oh no.
10 points.
I forbid
out
it.
Of 10 points. I genuinely do think that this is like a perfect film. I think pacing-wise, everything that I've talked about that hopefully is come through at the end. Pacing-wise, I think the use of colour in it and colour gradient is really impressive. The performances are brilliant from all of them, especially the kind of plane crash scene.
Especially Jack. He was
awesome.
Amazing.
And then also just like narratively, the story it tells is nice and complete.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy it.
Holy crap. I didn't have you down as a massive Pixar fan in general, never mind like a massive Incredible
Well, not necessarily in general. I don't go super out of my way to watch Pixar films.
No.
And I don't think that this is brilliant because it's a Pixar film. I think this is brilliant because it's Brad Bird, who I don't actually really know as a director. I don't think I've seen anything else that he's done. But it all seems more like directing choices than animation choices.
The animation is good though.
It's good for the time.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see the second one.
That's coming out very soon.
I think it comes out today.
Oh wow! Well,
yeah.
Today for us, not today for you guys listening.
So, shall we recommend for next week?
Yeah. So I'm choosing the film,
and I'm choosing the album,
which is handy.
So the album for next week was actually a recommendation that I received. So neither of us have listened to it.
Oh no!
And I received this recommendation from my girlfriend.
Oh no!
Whose taste in music is different to both of ours.
So
the album is called "I'll Keep You in Mind from Time to Time" by Moose Blood.
Moose Blood.
Moose Blood.
Wow.
It's in the blood of a moose. That's the album.
Whoa!
She really enjoys it.
Very good.
And so we're going to do that. I'll keep you in mind from time to time.
Keep you in mind from time to time. Oh my god! What kind of genre is it? Do we know?
I'm not really sure.
Oh god!
I think it's probably a little bit alternative. Similar to Panic and groups like that. Perhaps I'm just looking them up on Spotify now, seeing if it says.
Yeah, it'll be something different. I'm looking forward to it.
Apparently, it takes the best of American Midwest emo and updated it with a quintessentially British twist.
I do like quintessential British twists.
Quintessential Britain is one
of
my favourite genres.
Quintessential British emo. I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's quite exciting.
Wow. Holy crap. The film I'm choosing is we had a quick chat about this. It's a very weird one. The actors in it are a group of actors that that don't really ever go together in any other films. So it stars Steve Carell and Keira Knightley as the main, and then they've got other actors like Gillian Jacobs and T.J. Miller, and most importantly, Amy Schumer, which is a joy. Um,
Oh, it is an odd combination of
yeah,
actors.
it could be great. The film is
I
called.
like quite a lot of them though.
I like a lot of them, just not. I really like Keira
Uh,
Knightley. She's definitely my favorite, without a doubt. I like Steve
I like
Carell.
Gillian Jacobs.
She's good
I'm
in
not a huge
Community.
fan of Steve Carell, but
He'll be
I'll,
fine.
I'll keep it open mind. What's it called?
Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Seeking a Friend
Yeah,
for the End of
yeah,
the World.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
I've never heard of it.
It's a comedy drama film. It was only released in 2012, so it's kind of like a fairly newish one.
I've never heard of it. I'm quite excited.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a flop, but it'll be good. Anyway, I think that sums it up.
Well, that's pretty exciting,
Holy
I
cow!
guess. Yeah, I guess there's nothing left to
Yeah,
say
that's it.
except thanks for listening to World on a String. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at WOAS Podcast and also on iTunes.
World on a String is hosted by James Curgenven and Tom Joshi-Cale. You can find me on Twitter at James Curgenven.
And you can find me at Ace Torterra1. All music on the show is original music by James Curgenven.